All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome back to another MK1 video. Today marks the 2-year anniversary of the release of Mortal Kombat 1. And boy, oh boy, it has been a roller coaster with this game, guys. There's been ups, there's been downs, there's been a lot of downs, especially for myself. Is just as far as being a YouTuber and stuff. There's been quite a few downs, but there's also been awesome, hype, exciting moments. Kind of wanted to talk a little bit about them. I don't want to go too in depth on any specific subject, so I hope I don't ramble on. I kind of just want to talk about some of my favorite and some of the worst times of this game. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of Mortal Kombat 1 2 years in. And it seems like it's coming to an end as well because Final Combat is about 2 weeks away, and that's going to be the final big tournament for the game. I don't see too many more patches after that. So I think that's going to be the final big Mortal Kombat 1 tournament before we focus on whatever the next game is. And obviously NetherRealm already started to focus on their next game. That's why we didn't get any future DLC content. So I guess I'll start with that. I'll start with the fact that the support for this game really ended very fast. I think this game was the game where the support ended like the fastest, I want to say, at least publicly, because if you guys remember, we've had games in the past that only have a 2-year life cycle, and this game has already been out for 2 years. So I think as far as support wise, it might be on par with some of those, but abruptly, I feel like this game had a lot more plans as far as future content, another story expansion, it seemed, because hashtag where's Havoc, like the story mode in the story mode expansion was absolutely useless, other than bringing in Noob Saibot, some of these DLC characters. But to move along the story, it was absolutely useless. Like there was no need to have it. It didn't really accomplish much other than piss people off. So I definitely feel like there was more in the tank for MK1. So the fact that they ended it abruptly is one of the biggest letdowns of the game. I wish that there was more DLC content. I wish there was another story mode expansion to flesh out what was left of the story mode, because there is no chance that was it. There was no chance that was it. There could have been so many cool guest characters in this game. I mean, look at Ghostface. Like, one of the best things about MK1 is the fact that they created the perfect Ghostface. I don't think if you gave them 100 more shots to recreate Ghostface in a better way, they can't do it, because Ghostface is perfect. Like, it's one of the best designed characters in the history of NRS, especially like honoring what Ghostface is and the potential gameplay that Ghostface has. Literally perfect. And then you have characters kind of like Scorpion, who are like, I love Scorpion to death. One of my favorite characters of all time, but has the slowest combo strings. He's kind of a strike throw character, kind of like Lumbers. He should be a fast ninja, but is incredibly slow with the combo strings. I definitely think that they improved their building of characters and creating fun characters way more. They improve way more throughout the DLC characters compared to the base roster characters. But yeah, I feel like MK1 had a lot more potential, never lived up to it. So NRS kind of like moved on like very early. They announced it, I think, in April, that they were going to be focusing on the next game, whatever that game ends up being. So yeah, that's like the most recent thing that happened. But I want to go back and talk a little bit about the most hype this game had. And sadly enough, the most hype this game had was actually before the game was even released. I think the reveal trailer at Summer Games Fest, the announcement, the gameplay reveal of MK1 was through the roof hype. I'm like, man, if this is a sign of things to come, it's going to be another MKX all over again, where MKX just took over the world for about 3 months after it got released, because they showcased it at Summer Games Fest. There were, I think, 16, 17,000, somewhere around there, concurrent viewers watching my live stream, restreaming Summer Games Fest live stream. So, me reacting to the gameplay reveal. It was like 17,000 people watching live. Absolutely insane. Like, by far my biggest ever live viewers. So the hype of the game was like through the roof. It was crazy. And even after they showcased the gameplay, a lot of people were saying that the game looked very beautiful, because obviously it's, it's an improvement from MK11, because in MK11 they used their old Unreal Engine, like modified Unreal 3 engine, somewhere on there. And I think for MK1 they moved to Unreal Engine 5 or Unreal Engine 4. But anyway, they improved their facial scans, facial structure. The colors that they use in MK1 they stand out a lot. They pop out a lot. That was one of the first things that I noticed in the trailer, that a lot of people noticed as well. Every stage looks like it pops. Obviously, everyone was hyped about the return of air combos, and the combo potential looked awesome. But at the same time, some character models looked a little funky. I remember thinking that Kung Lao actually looks a little funky in the reveal trailer. Sub-Zero and, Jax as a cameo and all that, they look great, but some characters looked a little funky. And the game, in my opinion, always sort of had that Injustice feel to it. Like the camera is zoomed out a little bit more than some of the other Mortal Kombat games. At least that's how it looks to me. It always kind of looked a little bit more Injustice-y than Mortal Kombat. But I think the biggest talking point out of the reveal trailer was the fact that there was cameos now. There's assist. Is this a tag team fighter? Is this like an assist-based fighter? So the tag thing was thrown out the window right away. But yeah, a tag-based fighting game, and an assist-based fighting game, I should say, that's a Mortal Kombat game. First time ever where the main game is focused on assist. That was the biggest talking point, and right away, it was a sign of things to come, because so many people were pissed off at the fact that it's not a 1v1 game anymore. It's a 1v1 game with assists. So that should have been like the biggest red flag there, because I think the biggest reason, like, there's a lot of reasons why people don't like MK1. Let's be real. But I think the biggest reason that outshines everything else is the fact people just don't like cameos. They want their 1v1 Mortal Kombat game. They don't want cameos. I think that hurt the game overall with the casual audience. And even, people like us, I do YouTube, you guys watch, some of you guys do YouTube as well. We're more into the game. We take it more seriously than like 99% of the people in the world, right? And even my comment section a lot of people just hate cameos, which is understandable. We've had a 1v1 fighting game for the longest with Mortal Kombat, that adding in the cameo system was such a huge change. So I think that was the number one reason why the game didn't have the same interest overall as Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11. I think because of the cameo system. Obviously, then there was just so much bad press with MK1 the first few months of the game that it led to a very low point. I think the lowest point, in my opinion, was around December, where I'm like, what the hell is going on with the views? What's going on with the interest? The comments, really don't like this game too much. People don't want to watch. I remember making a video, I think in December or January. I'm like, what the hell happened to Mortal Kombat 1? Because it seemed like the interest dropped by like 90%. No bullshit, guys. By like 90% from one month to another. Obviously, Omni-Man came out in November. So it was like through the roof at that time, right? It was awesome. Still with the hype of a new Mortal Kombat release, it usually takes about 6 months for the game's like hype around the hype around like a new game. It takes about 6 months for that to start to slow down. But for MK1, everything just came crashing down in December. I was like, what is going on? This was like a record amount of interest drop for this game, and it was shocking. It was definitely shocking. And as a content creator, it's kind of scary. I'm like, my audience is not really interested in watching the game that just came out 3 months ago. But I already know YouTube is like up and down, up and down. It's always up and down. Like, that's just the nature of YouTube. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So thankfully, everything sort of evened itself out over time. There's been a lot of moments that have been really people have been super excited about, and then there's been other times where people don't have a lot of interest in what's going on with the game at that time. But it always evens out at the end. But yeah, that was definitely the low light for me. I'm like, oh man, this is problematic. But just overall, I think my favorite thing about this game is the combo system, just the creativity, the fact that you could come up with a bunch of different combos for every character in the game has combo potential, which is great. I really love the fact that every single character you could come up with some sick combos, and I feel like that's how it should be in every NetherRealm game. Favorite characters to play? I think Noob Saibot with Cyrax. So you guys are seeing here, I'm like watching my own gameplay. I think this team is so fun. I think who else? Ghostface and Striker. Obviously, you guys know I love Striker now because of the machine gun attack. Ghostface and Striker might be that one team that is just like my absolute peak favorite. But this team, the Noob Saibot and Cyrax team, has definitely taken over like one of the top spots for sure. They're pretty addicting to play, to be honest. Let me see what else. One thing that I want to shout out that is like very underrated is the fact that they introduced the uplock system, the uplock mechanic. I feel like whoever came up with that uplock should get a raise because it's such a good addition to any NetherRealm game. I feel like it should be in every single NetherRealm game because getting jumped in on with like jump threes and MK11 is so annoying because their jump threes are so strong. But in this game, you uplock and you punish. Oh, it's so beautiful. That's one of my favorite additions in this game is the uplock mechanic. It's so good. And you know what's funny? A lot of times I try to anti-air with a normal button instead of doing an uplock, just because I'm conditioned from other games to do that. But there's also the little counterplay to uplock. Someone could do an empty jump, meaning that they just jump without an attack. They grab you for like 17%. It punishes your uplock. Or they do a low, and that does a lot of damage because it's a uplock punish. But yeah, uplock is one of my favorite things in this game. And let me see, what else did I want to talk about? I think that's pretty much it. I just want to kind of come in here and sort of talk a little bit about the last 2 years of MK1. And yeah, I still haven't gotten bored of the game because of the combo system is just so good. I love combos. I love doing combos. Ending the match in a brutality is always one of my favorite things. And I think it'll probably surprise a lot of people, but I really don't play as much as people think. I only record about 2 sessions a week, maybe 3 hours each session. And then those are the videos that I use for the next like 2 weeks. So a lot of times I only play twice a week. And then there's some weeks where I don't even play MK1 at all. So I really still have not gotten bored of this game. Obviously, as a total package, I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 is the biggest underachiever in NRS history because of the resources that we have now. This game had so much potential, especially with all the hype. The resources NRS has compared to older games, like older games have more features than MK1. Like we still don't even have lobbies, for crying out loud. It's crazy how first of all, the game felt really incomplete when it came out. And still, it doesn't have some features that are just pretty standard for a fighting game. Even a fighting game back in the day. I think, what was it? Deadly Alliance or Deception? Like even those games had online lobbies. I think it was Deadly Alliance. Whichever one of them had online. It had online lobbies like way back in the day. So it's pretty crazy, man. With how hyped people were for this game to be released, it's the biggest underachiever in NRS history, like by far. By far. It's not even close. And I really hope that NRS learns from the mistakes that, they made, and Warner Brothers learns from the mistakes that they made at the beginning of this game's life cycle. Because if they mess up another game in the future, especially a Mortal Kombat game, it's going to be very, very problematic. This was the first real miss for NRS. This was the first real miss for NRS ever since becoming NRS, obviously, because they had MK9, they had Injustice, which was a new property, new IP. Then they had MKX. Wait, did I say MKX twice? MK9, Injustice, MKX, Injustice 2, and then MK11, which has been the peak sell-wise. Can you believe that MK11 sold 15 million units, guys? 15 million units. Ridiculous. I think MKX has 13. A 2 million unit gap is huge. By far the best-selling Mortal Kombat game ever. And then you have MK1 that I think crossed 5 million units or 6 million units. But it's not even going to come close to MKX, let alone MK11. And with the hype that this game had after not having an NRS game since 2019, it blew it. You blew it. This game blew it, guys. This game blew it. Especially with how good the combo system is and everything. The combo system does not, as good as it is, all the negative stuff overshadows how good the combo system is. And, the roster is amazing in this game. The music is amazing, especially the Chaos Reigns music. Yeah. MK1, man. I really hope they learn from their mistakes. And I'm looking forward to see what the next game is and what, NRS brings next. So that's it for today's video. I'm not going to be making one for the 3-year anniversary of this game. Hopefully by that time, hopefully we have a new game by then. Because as much as I am not bored of playing this game, I would like something new, NRS. So something new to at least get excited about, because there's no more DLC content here. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. 2 years of Mortal Kombat 1. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.